Hello everyone, I am Nishant Upadhyay, presently working at Scientific Research Center for Elementary and Applied Principles, which is known by its acronym SRCEAP. Finally today, I want to demonstrate Sir Isaac Newton's old and precious classical knowledge incorporated in relatively novel but unbeatable quantum packets of great scientist Albert Einstein. I want to provide the name of this intellectual attempt as the optimized theory of everything. Let's explore this scientific tour. First of all, we go through the abstract of optimized theory of everything. As per the current understanding about the universe, entire universe is made up of dark energy, dark matter and ordinary matter. These three interact with one another by one or more of the four forces, that is strong force, weak force, electromagnetism and gravity. According to the optimized theory of everything, all the experimentally measured interaction of dark energy, dark matter and ordinary matter with one another are explained as the derived interactions, which are the outcomes of the definite basic interactions. Four basic forces have also been proven as the derived forces. All elementary particles of the standard model have been proven as the derived particles of well-defined primary building blocks, which are primarily constituted by the definite total quanta of energy and the definite total quanta of mass. This theory is an optimization of all the concept of classical mechanics and quantum mechanics. It explains all the concept of quantum mechanics by using the concept of classical mechanics and thermodynamics. This merge is the most essential for the unification of gravity with other three forces. This theory can bridge the gap between quantum mechanics, classical mechanics and general relativity. It is helpful to explain presently unknown properties and interaction of dark energy and dark matter with each other as well as with ordinary matter. In this theory, primary building block is made up of definite quanta of dark energy and definite quanta of dark matter, which continuously rotate circularly as per right-hand thumb rule. Within primary building block, banded cone-shaped dynamic tunnel is made up of number of donut-shaped circular tracks of different radius, organized in descending order. On each of these circular tracks, definite quanta of dark energy rotates circularly in the definite direction with definite frequency. Dark matter is rotated within dynamic tunnel in the direction of thumb as per right hand thumb rule, whereas outside of the tunnel dark matter move in opposite direction. The direction of curled finger suggests the direction of rotation of quanta of dark energy. Three pair of polarized substructures are present within primary building block. Each of these pair of substructures is responsible to exhibit electric property, magnetic property and matrix property of primary building blocks. On the base of characteristics and spatial arrangement of primary building blocks as compared to its nucleus, they are subcategorized in three types. Among these three types, energy communicating building blocks has relatively higher affinity toward energy. It is a carrier of long-acting forces like gravity and electromagnetism, so it is also termed as gemtron. They are constructive unit in the formation of ether, photons, electron neutrinos, electrons, positrons, and nucleatrons. In nature, it exists either in individual form or in fused form with other two types of primary building blocks. Energy and mass managing building block has equal affinity toward energy and mass. They are constructive unit in the formation of electrons and nucleatrons. Along with electrons, this building block is constructive unit of all negatively charged elementary particles of standard model. So it is also termed as electrino. In nature, it exists only in fused form with other two types of primary building blocks. Third type of primary building block is mass organizing building block, which has relatively higher affinity toward mass. They are constructive units in the formation of positrons and nucleatrons. Along with positrons, this building block is constructive unit of all positively charged elementary particles of Standard Model. So it is also termed as positrino. In nature, it exists only in fused form with other two types of primary building blocks. Secondary building block is made up of two or more primary building blocks of same or different types within its structure. So circular rotation of dark energy and dark matter are carried out in multiple directions within the structure of secondary building block due to the presence of two or more primary building blocks within it. Some of the secondary building blocks are made up by fusion of two or three primary building blocks of different types. So these secondary building blocks possess definite quanta of ordinary matter having static nature due to the accumulation of dark matter at the point of intersection of two or three fused primary building blocks. Example of secondary building blocks are photons, electron neutrinos, electrons, positrons, and nucleatrons. Tertiary building blocks are made up by fusion of two or more primary building blocks and secondary building blocks of same or different types within its structure. So due to the circular rotation of dark energy and dark matter in multiple directions, these tertiary building blocks possess definite quanta of ordinary matter having static nature due to the accumulation of dark matter at the point of intersection of two or more fused primary building blocks and secondary building blocks. Example of tertiary building blocks are all elementary particles of Standard Model, that is quarks, leptons, and bosons, which are not included in secondary building blocks. Quaternary building blocks are made up by the fusion of two or more primary, secondary, and tertiary building blocks of same or different types within its structure. So due to the circular rotation of dark energy and dark matter in multiple directions, these quaternary building blocks possess definite quanta of ordinary matter having static nature due to the accumulation of dark matter at the point of intersection of two or more fused primary, secondary, and tertiary building blocks. Example of quaternary building blocks are all hadron, that is baryon and meson, which are derived by the fusion of primary, secondary, and tertiary building blocks. By this theory, number of solutions are provided with underlying interaction in between various building blocks for many unsolved problems of physics. Ether having the matrix of gemtrons explain all the concept of general theory of relativity including time dilation and the length contraction by extrapolating the concept of thermodynamics for the matrix of gemtrons. Within quantum realm, this ether is responsible for the formation of quantized energy levels which not only traps electrons within atom but also prevents their entrapment within nucleus. Matrix of gemtrons spread across the multiverse solves all the problems related to electromagnetic radiation, like its nature, that is either particle form or wave form, its absorption and emission in definite quanta of energy as a photon by definite electron within atom, its wave property like reflection, refraction, double refraction, diffraction, and polarization, its constant velocity within space, and its red and blue shift due to the relative moment between astronomical objects and Earth. By using the concept of matrix of gemtrons, solutions are also provided for bending of EMR in presence of massive objects, its quantum tunneling, its production by low energy annihilation of electron and positron, pair production within nucleus, as well as photoelectric effect due to photon. The interactions between gemtrons, electrons, positrons, and nucleatrons are responsible for short-acting force like weak force between protons and strong force between quarks within nucleons and between nucleons within nucleus, electron capture or positron emission within proton-rich nucleus, and pair production and beta-minus emission within neutron-rich nucleus. These interactions are also responsible for nuclear fission, nuclear fusion, production of subatomic particles by high energy annihilation of electrons and positrons, formation of subatomic particles by the collision between protons in large hadron colliders, and decay of subatomic particles within particle accelerators. The interaction between electrons and gemtrons are responsible for arrangement of electron within definite quantized energy level of atom, arrangement of electrons in covalent bond formation, definite molecular geometry of each molecule including definite bond length, bond angle and torsional angle in between constituted atom, and definite vibrational, bending and rotational frequency for the covalently bound two atoms. These interactions are also responsible for collision between two atoms and formation of heat, collision between two atoms and formation of EMR, process of fluorescence and phosphorescence, effect of molecular quenching, as well as orientation of free electrons in metal wire in presence or absence of voltage difference. These interactions are also responsible for effect of magnet on its surrounding medium during its static and dynamic condition. Electromagnetic induction processes like AC generator, self-induction and mutual induction, movement of electrons in cathode ray tube or particle accelerator in absence or presence of electric field and magnetic fields.